My dear students, so here we are starting with a new journey with chapter number 1 of economics, development. It's a very attractive word. We always use it in our life. But what it stands for, what it promises, since different people do have different goals, might be development for you can be watching a movie which you like, going out for a party, achieving your goals, achieving what you are thinking to become, right? And development can be different, for another person. It can be having wealth, having finances. It can be going abroad. It can be, having profits in the stock market. It can be having a four-wheeler, or might be getting into a good school, right? So different people do have the different development goals. Look at here. Let's go through certain examples. Let's suppose for a landless rural laborer, what does the development stands for? For him, development means having more number of days to have work, better wages. Local school should be available for his children for education. There should be no social discrimination, and they too can become the members in the village. What about the definition of development for a very prosperous farmer from Punjab? That's assurance of regularity in income with good MSP, with good support prices from the government, even though the cheap and the hardworking labor should always be there for them, and they are able to settle their children abroad. Development definition differs for the farmer who depend only on the rain for growing the crops. For him, tube wells to be dug, canals to be made for irrigation of crops, higher support prices for crops, availability of hardworking and cheap labor, better education facilities. Look at here. A rural woman from a land owning family, a prosperous family. For her, the development would be educating her children in English medium schools and earning more from the land by giving it on rent. For urban unemployed youth, development would be having more opportunities of job, a permanent white collar job. What about a boy from the rich urban family? He wanted to pursue his career, or, running a business, pursuing higher studies from abroad, having his own car or house to live in. A girl from the rich urban family would be having altogether different development goals. She would like to have as much freedom as her brother is having, and is able to decide what she wanted to become in life. She should be able to pursue her studies abroad. And what about an Adivasi who was displaced from his residential place while the Narmada River was having the construction of dam? For him, there should be no social discrimination, a proper settled lifestyle, and education for her children. So here we can conclude that yes, different people do have the different notions, different definitions of development. It all depends upon their life situations, and accordingly their priorities changes, their choices changes. For different people, development do have different definition. Usually, even though development has different notions for different people, but still, ultimately, it just comes down to only one thing, that is growth. There are certain goals to whom we call as the conflicting goals. Reason being because what may be the development for one may not be the development for the other. It can be destructive for the other. Look at your two examples. The first, a girl wanted to have the same freedom and the opportunity as her brother is having, and she wants that brother should also share in the household work the way she is working, but her brother may not like this. So here you can see that the conflict arises. Such type of goals are known as conflicting goals. Another example which we can take here is of the construction of dams. Industrialists would like to have more dams since it produces electricity and makes it available at the less prices, cheaper prices for the industrial development. But as we know that whenever the dams gets constructed, it submerges the land and disrupts the life of the people who are bound to displace from their residential, and it disturbs their livelihood. So such kind of decisions might resent the tribals, and the tribals would like, instead of dams, would like to prefer the small check dams or the dams for irrigating their land. Here we can see a small demonstration of the people who are residing near to the Narmada river. We can see over here that this news was quoted in 2017 in the Hindu. Members of the Swaraj India on Monday sat on a day-long hunger strike to protest the increase in the height of the Sardar Sarovar Dam on the Narmada River in Gujarat. What's the reason? Again, if the dam height will be increased, people will be displaced. So it will disrupt their livelihood. This is an example of the conflicting goals. Construction of dams is for the development of country. But at the same time, people who are residing near to that river area, their lifestyle will get disturbed. Not only the income is the motive which people look for. There are other goals as well. People want to have more income for sure. But along with this, there are other non-materialistic things such as equal treatment, freedom, security, and respect for others. Income, along with regular work, better wages, decent prices for crops if we are looking from the farmer's point of view, and the products which the people can purchase. These all things people look for in terms of development. Income can help them in buying material goods, but this is not the only thing which they look for. There are many other non-material factors which decides the quality of life. The better income, but also about other important things in life. So we can conclude over here that when we talk about development, look for a mix of goals. Not only the income, but yes, they look for a mix of goals. Look at here an example. A person must be having the 3 opportunities in job 1. It's very far off, from his place, but it is having the facilities for families, healthy working atmosphere, and opportunity to learn. In job 2, even though it's less paid job, but job security, family time, and more freedom would be available. In job C, it's a very high paid income, but along with this, there is no job security, hectic schedule, no family time, and less freedom. So, while deciding what what the person is looking for, is something which is dependent on the mixture of goals, right? Okay, the development goals that people are not